The husband quietly stretched his foot toward his wife's friend during dinner. The wife clearly saw it but pretended not to notice. She told her husband she was going to make him some juice. While she was busy, he reached out to touch the friend again. He thought their secret would stay hidden, not realizing his wife saw everything. To get back at him, the wife secretly dropped a few bugs into the juicer. Soon, a special tasting glass of juice was placed in front of him. He took a sip and even praised the flavor. At that moment, the wife exchanged a secret glance with her friend. The friend responded with the same look. It turned out the two women were working together. The wife deliberately had her friend tempt her husband, all to uncover the millions he had hidden away. 3 days earlier, the wife found a strange earring in the bed while cleaning. At first she didn't think much of it, assuming it was a surprise from her husband. But then she noticed that the condoms they hadn't touched for half a year were suddenly all gone. The wife finally realized her husband was cheating. She checked the home cameras and discovered he had been visiting a jewelry store frequently. There, she saw the mistress he was seeing. The wife didn't confront him on the spot. Instead, she planned her revenge. She wanted to move all of his assets away and leave him penniless for life. So she intentionally hired an older housekeeper and dismissed all the young, pretty, educated ones. She told the housekeeper she needed her help to seduce her husband. At first the housekeeper thought she was crazy and wanted to quit, but the wife offered $2 million, enough to cover her sick daughter's medical bills. The housekeeper had no choice but to agree. The wife then took her to luxury stores, bought expensive outfits, and arranged styling and etiquette lessons to turn her into a socialite. She knew her husband desperately wanted someone who could boost his career, so disguising the housekeeper as a wealthy woman was the perfect bait. That night, the wife introduced the friend to her husband, pretending she was a noble lady who had just returned from abroad. The housekeeper greeted him using her newly learned etiquette, then casually complained that the house was too small, not even as big as her bedroom overseas. This made the husband assume she was worth hundreds of millions. Trying to impress her, he handed her a glass of water and noticed the limited edition watch on her wrist. The housekeeper acted indifferent, saying she bought it casually because it matched her skin tone. This made him even more interested. During dinner, the housekeeper quietly whispered to the wife that renting the watch cost thousands a day and she didn't know when the man would fall for it. The wife told her not to worry, the husband would contact her that very night. Sure enough, he sent her a friend request later. The wife told her to follow the plan. The next day, the wife created a chance for them to be alone. She said she couldn't accompany her friend to a movie and asked her husband if he could go instead. He happily agreed, thinking it was the opportunity he had been waiting for. But before they left, he noticed the friend wasn't wearing the luxury watch. He asked where it went. She said she had been out jogging and gave it to a poor old trash collector out of pity. The husband immediately became suspicious. No noble lady would give something so valuable away. He made an excuse to leave and went to find the trash collector. He asked if the old man had received a watch from a woman. The old man said no. The husband suddenly felt he'd been tricked by his wife and her friend. Just as he was about to leave, he spotted the watch in the old man's garbage bag. Realizing he'd been caught, the old man quickly claimed someone else gave it to him and he couldn't refuse. The husband knew the old man had lied, so he let go of his suspicions toward the friend. Not far away, she breathed a sigh of relief. It was all part of the wife's trap. She knew her husband was paranoid, so she purposely gave the old man a fake watch. She also knew her husband hated getting close to poor people, so he would never examine the watch carefully. Soon after, the husband messaged the friend and invited her to the movie. After the movie, he hoped she'd invest in his project. He was at a critical stage in his career and believed this project would make him CEO, but the housekeeper pretended to be disappointed and declined his request, saying she would take a taxi home. The husband was confused. When he got home, he caught the friend secretly smelling his clothes. He assumed she must like him and believed winning her over would guarantee his promotion. To push things along, the wife told him she had arranged a blind date for her friend. The husband panicked. If he lost this rich woman, he'd never become CEO on his own. The next day, he met the friend before the blind date. He ordered the most expensive dishes to show his sincerity. He told her women should be cherished. After dinner, he offered to take her for a drive, bringing them even closer. 3 days later, the man fully believed she was wealthy and even hugged her openly at home. The wife decided it was time to tighten the net, to move the money he had hidden. She gave the housekeeper a jade investment proposal and told her to act like a big money businesswoman. If the husband agreed to invest, all the money would be theirs. That evening, the friend said she had a deal to handle and couldn't date him. Curious, the man followed. When he saw her signing a $10 billion contract with a jade seller, he was stunned. The seller was actually an actor they hired. The friend then asked if he was interested, explaining that although jade was hard to sell now, a smart strategy could still bring huge profits. She handed him a detailed proposal and told him to think it over. The next day, he only brought $100,000 to invest. The wife knew he was extremely cautious with money. Only by pushing him to the edge would he invest everything. So she waited a week and had the housekeeper bring him a return of $1 million, claiming it was profit from his earlier $100,000. Seeing the money, the man lost all restraint and immediately said he wanted to invest more. Seeing the bait was taken, the friend began using seduction as well. Her goal wasn't just investment, she wanted to completely ruin him. She suggested they play something exciting in the office, handcuffed him to a chair, and said she'd go get some wine. At that moment, the wife brought coffee to the supervisor and told him to deliver 1 cup to her husband. Since the husband was handcuffed, he couldn't move at all. The supervisor walked in, saw him tied up, and was so shocked he dropped the coffee. Right then, an executive arrived with an important client and accidentally witnessed the scene.